there, I'm Renee Strummy with the North Dakota Women's Network. I want to talk about the North Dakota legislative process. Getting some information on how the process works should help you be a more effective advocate for the issues that interest you. The North Dakota legislative session meets in odd number years for no more than 80 days, early January until April. The only other time laws can be made is when the governor calls a special session, but those special sessions are pretty limited in what they will address. Bills are proposals for new law. They mostly come from a legislator or state agency. Anyone can draft a bill, but it must have a legislative sponsor or come from a state agency. There is a limited time period in which they can be introduced, and legislators have limitations on the number of bills they can sponsor. Once a legislator drafts a bill and finds co-sponsors, it's introduced into either the House or the Senate. It starts on the side of the chamber of the legislator, a representative in the House or a senator in the Senate. The bill then gets assigned to a committee with the best knowledge of the topic. For example, a bill about voting processes would go to Government and Veterans Affairs Committee, and bills about criminal issues would go to Judiciary. There are 11 committees in each chamber. In North Dakota, every bill gets a hearing and a vote, meaning a bill can't be killed in a committee. After a bill is filed, its life starts when the committee chair sets a hearing, which is open to the public. You can testify as a private citizen as to whether you support, oppose, or are neutral about the bill, or even make suggestions for bill changes. The committee goes to work on the bill, debating, analyzing, and amending the bill. After the committee work, the committee votes on whether they recommend the bill for passage or not. Bills which have a cost to them, or fiscal notes, must also be reviewed by the Appropriations Committee. The Appropriations Committee works exclusively on state budgeting, so all bills with fiscal notes go through them. After the committee makes their recommendation, the bill is referred to the floor, where all legislators in the chamber have an opportunity to speak in support or against passage of the bill. The Senate can also vote to make additional amendments from the floor debate. After debate, legislators then vote as to whether to pass the bill. Without 51% of the vote, it fails and is usually dead and finished for that session. If the bill has over 51% of the support of legislators, it is then referred to the other side of the legislature to follow the same process again. If a bill is altered in the House or Senate and passed in a way which is different than the other side passed it, that side gets an opportunity to vote on it again, or to concur. If the side does not concur, then a conference committee is formed of members of both the House and Senate to try and find language which will work for both sides. Once a bill is passed by both the House and Senate with the exact same language, it goes to the governor for signature and filed with the Secretary of State, creating law. The governor does have the option of vetoing a bill. In that case, the House and Senate can only override the veto by a 2/3 vote. The legislative process is deliberative to allow anyone to speak or act on the bill and raise any pros and cons to hopefully create the best law. Things move quickly during the legislative process, so keep checking in on things daily. Here are some ways to be informed and involved in the process. Follow a bill's progress and committee hearing schedules by visiting the Legislative Council website, legis.nd.gov, and track by the bill number. House bills are usually 4-digit numbers beginning with a 1, and Senate bills are usually 4-digit numbers beginning with a 2. Attend committee hearings and floor sessions at the state capitol. Watch or listen online to floor sessions at Government Access Channel 2 and 602 HD in Bismarck-Mandan, or online at freetv.org. Visit your legislators. Visit the North Dakota Women's Network website at ndwomen.org. Only through citizen involvement by people like you can you see the change that you are seeking. One person can truly make a difference. We encourage you to speak out on issues which interest you and get informed. Keep up with it all with Dakota Media Access, the North Dakota Women's Network, and other groups you trust.